Hey, what is up, Static Gamers? Oh, that's kind of blurring in the light. I didn't really work on my light opportunity a little bit. Yeah, you know what? That's a little bit better. Okay, so first off, let me state I hope you guys did enjoy that Osiris video in the last one. I'm going to be bringing some more Osiris this time. I'm really going to focus on Osiris this week, and then I'm going to start trying to shave off on some of the games that I was recommended to start on, other than a few games that I've got requested. So before I begin in today's topic with about what I'm going to talk about with Halo, because it's just something I want to talk about. Subnautica was technically a game request, but it was the main thing I want to do. Games that have legitimately been requested by you guys here on my YouTube channel. One of them was Call of Duty Black Ops 3. I don't know if I'll ever get to that because I'm not a huge fan of that game. And then another one was Journey, and then of course Subnautica, which I have been doing, and then Soul Blade. Quick information for those of you waiting on Zethron. Some people, even the people in the team, are asking, when is it going to come out? When's it going to be finished? Well, the deadline for the audio for voicers that I've accumulated is going to be the 14th Monday, which is next week. And then I'm going to be starting on the body acting productions behind things. And I'm going to be notifying my team of body actors who are about ready. So everybody's been waiting about that. But today's topic, I actually want to talk about like 343, the community, and the direction they're going, and something that I think 343 has been having a hard time. Now, a lot of YouTubers have been like talking on this stuff, but essentially these are just some things that I think 343 needs to look at, and Microsoft, when developing like Halo in general and stuff like that. Includes what communities they're catering to, how they're developing the game, etc., etc. Now, I am going to state that I think 343 did well on Halo 5's multiplayer, aside from a few things: the ranking system and the abilities. Aside from that, I love it. Simply, that's what they need to keep. I mean, they keep thinking they need to change things, and I know I hate this, but the Halo community has been divided into groups, like a lot. It's always been divided, actually. And then Bungie was just really good at finding ways to cater all these groups, where 343 is struggling. There's the Sankili community, which I came from. There's the Bungie community. There's the 343 community. There's these other communities like Territory, Race, and I actually happen to be part about some of the Race community that people seem to have troubles getting to. My camera's changing colors. Oh god. Funny enough, I found Halo 5 plays just like Halo 3 if you don't use any of the other mechanics. Not using sprint, thrust pack, ground pound, or any of it. It just feels just like Halo 3, and I started playing better because for some reason I do exceptionally well in Halo 3 now. Halo 5, I kept struggling, and then I always thought, okay, maybe I'm just not hitting the learning curve. And then I found out there wasn't a learning curve, but there is. And then it made me mad, which brought out my video where I uninstalled Halo 5. And I'm still mad at Halo 5. And people have asked me, why did I reinstall Halo 5? I thought you uninstalled it. Why are you being hypocritical? I really wasn't. There was actually only one sole purpose that I reinstalled Halo 5, and it was for Zethron, as I had just recently mentioned, was the machinima. I actually had promised my friend, something I have a higher priority for, that we were going to do his machinima, and this is what we ended up coming up with. Because the way 343's got their game, Halo 5 has actually been increasing my skill level, opposed to making me look worse. I mean, it is making me look worse, but my skill's increasing at the same time. I've noticed this across other Halo games, like MCC I'm doing better at, or if I go on the Xbox 360 and play Halo Reach or anything like that, or even at other games, I'm for some reason getting better. And that's because 343's game is pushing us players, which some of us don't want, to the limits. There's no social aspects. And that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. I really don't have a way other than like how Gears of War 4 is doing it right now. They have what they call social ranks, competitive ranks, and quick social. Quick social is it loads a random game of players searching on a random playlist. It'll pop you up in the most popular one. The way I envision it, just imagine you got your matchmaking, like Halo 5's menu, you click on matchmaking. Instead of just saying all these game modes and these ones that look like ranked, and the other ones that don't, which are obviously ranked, it would say social, non-social, and then something similar to Halo 3. And if you select social, it would list all these game modes, King of the Hill and blah blah blah, and it would just search for the nearest player based only on connection. There would be no ranks, skills, or anything. It would just find anyone in general, just for people to play around in. And people are going to know this because they know it's not competitive. But then as far as your competitive side goes, I like what you got for Halo 5. Now, what I don't like is the ranking system, but the way it works is what I like. How you move up and how you move down those ranks actually works pretty well. So in your competitive rank for Halo 6, I want to use something closer to real military ranks, or more military rank, more ranks. It doesn't have to be military ranks, because what 343 does now is search based off KDA, and I don't like that so much, because now it always puts me on the losing team, because I sometimes have a good KDA and sometimes I have a bad KDA. When I'm doing bad, it puts me on the winning team. When I do good, it puts me on the losing team. And it gets frustrating that way. So I think they need to throw away the KDA stuff completely and instead have it to random chance. I'd rather have random chance, that way I can have some good matches while that other person is going to have a bad match, but then some matches they'll have a good match and some they'll have a bad match. That's what I see the matchmaking rank list time to work. And then the ranks kind of work more diversified. It doesn't just bump you up. I've noticed that if you get first place in free-for-all, half of your rank skill will go up halfway. You win again, you're on suddenly at the next rank, and then if you lose one, you're suddenly silver. I don't like that. The ranking up is too fast, and the deranking is too much. That's something they need to tone down a lot. But that's how I envision matchmaking working. Now, what I do want to see in Halo 5's mechanics return to Halo 6 is Halo 5's. What they have, what they're rewritten, is perfect. The problem I have is they keep adding these little snip shits that we don't need. I think Thruster Pack, I'm in a gray area. I don't like it, but I like it. Sometimes it helps me, sometimes it kills me. But one thing I want to see return in Halo, which there was an era in Halo, don't try to shun this down. This existed where the community was asking for Sprint, and we got it in Reach, and then since then people were complaining about it, and it was making me think very hypocritical about the Halo community. It makes me think, where are we as a community? But Sprint needs to stay. What I think that needs to go is these stupid abilities. Thruster Pack is pushing it. You know, okay, how would this work? And then something dawned on me, and I noticed I never see speed boost used once in the marketing of 343 mainline stuff. Matchmaking, social competitive, and even normal player map. The only map I know of was a breakout map they no longer use, and it was Gamble, the original version. It had a speed boost that nobody even really went for anyway. And eventually it got removed, I believe, after a time and replaced with active camo. I think that would be better. It's one, fair game for people to come rush and get it like a power weapon, except it's maybe more of a defensive, because it's usually what pickup boosts are, is defensive stuff. Sprint isn't really defensive stuff, nor is it offense. It's just a traveling device that I think everyone should have if it exists. In my general opinion, I think sticking to active camo and overshield would be your best pickups, because that's the one that I've only seen the community using. We don't need speed boosts or anything like that, and it really breaks the game, especially with Spartan Charge and all that. If you really do plan to keep it, it breaks the game. I say get rid of it. Just keep overshield and active camo. And this is just things in Halo 5 that I want to see, you know, move over to Halo 6. I want to see that Halo 5 mechanic, but simply just sprint, nothing else. And I know they're going to change some things. With Halo Wars 2, Halo is starting to look like Halo again. The art style is something they finally just need to work up. And that fact that they're using both actually says something. I feel like there's going to be two different actions, and it is going to play a big role into Halo 6, in my opinion. It will. Maybe it is just Halo Wars 2, but they honestly should bring it back. When it does come out and Halo Wars 2 happens to be good, I'm going to preach to 343 to, hey, bring this to Halo 6. Bring it to Halo 6. We all should. But the last thing about development is them catering to the community. A lot of people have talked about this, and a lot of people think they just aren't listening. In my opinion, I don't think they know how. Essentially, some of the communities they do. They know, hey, just adding this, oh, hey, the community stuff. First thing I'm going to tell them is develop the story how you want to tell it. Don't let us tell you how to develop it. If you wanted Chief to be a traitor in Halo 5, he should have been a traitor in Halo 5. But as far as catering to the community, 343, you need to think about the Sangheili community, where I come from. I thought I was the only one recently about this thing, Halo community. I've been finding other people. Some of them that I used to talk to just gave up, and then earlier I found a group of people on Xbox Live still fighting for it, and I was like, holy crap. You need to think about how to cater to these communities and what you're going to do about it. You need to take out these little stupid shit you've been putting in and worry about these communities first before adding things like Spartan Charge and something like that. If you want to add something new like that, 343, do a vote. Because Halo is all about customization, 343. You nailed it with Forge. You need to think of that. You need to think about that customization when you're developing your community. Can your community customize it? Not just in the machinima and all this. Any aspect in your game, can it be customized? Now with the Halo 5 game types and stuff you got, it is customizable. But what about the things that used to be customizable? There's territories. Is these other game types that created these different game modes that community came to love and developed these sub-communities. Can the community customize it to anything like Gary's mod, for instance? Halo was like a Gary's mod, but Halo for a first-person shooter. You could develop these Forge maps, these awesome things. Halo 5's Forge is actually quite amazing stuff to look at the community, so the community can customize it to what they want to be. Same thing when it comes to the matchmaking stuff. Can your community customize it? In the machinimas, can we customize a zombie apocalypse well? Where some people like to use elites and stuff like that. Can we do a Human Covenant War machinima? Can we not? Is the elites playable? Or are these the other characters that people can use for different things? How much customization do you have in Halo? Because Halo is about customization. To some, it may be about the competitive. That's MLG. But the majority of the community came to Halo because of its customization abilities. And Halo Reach is the biggest supplement to that. It was so customizable that it was fun. Firefight was customizable. Campaign was customizable. The only thing that wasn't was matchmaking. And the only game types that were future matchmaking were the ones you have in Halo 5. But they still had all these other game types to cater to these different communities, making it popular. Elites. And even if Spartans and Elites wouldn't work well, do what they did in Reach and actually separate them. But think about the communities you're implementing in. Now, one community you could definitely add back, and probably bring a lot of Halo fans back, especially from the Bungie era, is if you brought elites back. That's one of the big things. And in the cater to your 343 fan beans, how about instead of just bringing just elites into the character pool mix, add Forerunner soldiers as a type of player mech? I mean, if you're going to add thrust pack, I think what you should do, and I think this would be a great idea, is if you do bring us 3 different species, you could be Forerunner, Covenant, or Unicy, because that seems to be your theme in your games. You could make it where Spartans have the thrust, Forerunners have that little short teleport, and then Elites have evade, like we've seen in Halo Reach, in Halo Reach. And you're gonna ask yourself, but wait, Forerunners can teleport, it'd be harder to shoot them. Just make it where when you thrust as a Spartan, it's a short period of invincibility. Same thing with an Elite when it sprints, but they will be the exact same time, just with animation behind them. So that way, essentially, they're the same mechanic, they just look different and cooler in different ways with different customization. And as far as Spartans go, make them look like a Bungie era Halo. And then for your crazy armor designs, which in my opinion, a lot of Halo 5 armor look like Forerunner stuff, make that the Forerunner soldier designs. And then for the Elites and the Covenant, make them all these different designs. I would love if you had the classic Halo designs, the Halo Reach designs, and Halo 4 designs, and maybe even Halo Wars designs. When it comes to Warzone, I want to see it return, but with a lot of changes. I want some of the things changed, and I want it to play more like Invasion. Purely like Invasion. It was a game type that was loved, and it should be Invasion. They could easily do this. Firefight needs to go back to the roots of Firefight, because that's what it was. Maybe the objective-based Firefight 2, where you can enable objectives and stuff like that, and a version where there isn't, just different versions. And you need to supply your fans with the tools to create the things they want. That's what Bungie did. They said, alright, this is what we're giving you, what will you turn it into? And we did, and it became amazing. That's what you need to think about with your community. How are you going to allow us to customize the community to fit our needs? Can we customize your community to fit our needs? I like being an alien species in games. Can I be an alien species in Halo, which is a sci-fi fantasy that used to have them? Now, no. Why am I still here? That's what people are going to think. Halo 6, I hear you're going to postpone, and if you do, you need to make sure these essential things are in the community. Can we customize your community to fit our needs? Because we know you can't do it all your own. That's what you've been trying to do, is doing it for us. You need to give up. You just need to create the tools for us to do it. That simply is a working theater, these core game modes, elites, a good campaign, and a working custom games, and a file browser. That's it. That's it. That's a small list. That's all you have to do. It seems big when you think about it, because all these game modes have to work. No, it's not that big. What is only needed, which is the tools. You only need to supply us with the tools. Once again, that is a campaign, a simple matchmaking list for competitive, which includes social stuff as well. The core game modes, that's 3 things so far. Forge, theater. That's 5 things. 5 things in a game to make Halo successful. That's what those are, is the customizations of the community. There's other things out there that come at Breach, like I said. Can we customize it? I want you to worry about making sure this stuff works and is there before you worry about how we're going to share this. What are we going to add that's new? If it's something that's game mechanic changing, what can the vote be on? These are the things that I strictly want to see in Halo 6. This is what I think makes a good Halo game. Of Halo. Don't add any extras. We don't want extras. If you want to add extras, make sure we want it. Otherwise, you're going to get the same feedback you did from Halo 4 and Halo 5 and maybe even Halo Wars. Let me know, guys, below what you think about Thrust Pack, but I'm not too sure. But anyway, before this video gets too long, I'm going to end it here. This is what I really want to see in Halo 6, and I don't know about you guys. How many of you are with me? I'm somebody who's in between. I've been a fan of Halo since 2007 and Halo 3. I came because of this thing, Healy, and I'm partly a Bungie boy, but I'm also a 343i fanboy. I'm what you call a gray area, so I don't know where I really stand within the Halo community. I liked Halo 4, I hate Halo 5, I hate some things in Halo 4, I like some things in Halo 5. I'm not sure what I think about the whole situation now, which is why I relied on other YouTubers, such as Late Night Gaming, The Actman, and Halo Follower. Even if Halo Follower is a puppet of 343, it still doesn't matter to me that they all still technically hold their opinions, and I'm pretty sure Halo 4 is doing it because he does hold his opinion. Right now, the community is so flared up that Call of Duty is making fun of Halo, mocking us by putting Halo Ascents in their game, and even though it's pissing off COD fans for Activision up there, because Bungie's, doing cooperatives there, and that's probably why, and Bungie trying to say, hey guys, look, Halo's coming Call of Duty, well, Call of Duty's coming Halo. Let's just look at what you started, 343. Well, guys, let me know what your thoughts down below. I really want to be talking to you, or hit me up on Twitter. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show this for you real fast. This is my Twitter account here. You can actually get to my Twitter account in the description below. Tweet me your opinions if you want, or talk to me down below. And maybe in the future, I will continue talking about Halo from what you guys have to say to maybe try and relay some of your guys' opinions. Feel free to send me entire paragraphs about what you think about this episode, and it might just become another episode depending on what it is. Any suggestions or thoughts or anything about this, once again, appreciate it in the comment below or Twitter, and we'll see you in the next video. This is Koji Mente, signing out.